September the 3rd, 1939. On that fateful Sunday morning, Britain finally stood to arms in defense of freedom. The invasion of Poland decided the issue, but even more was at stake: the liberty of ordinary men and women all over the world. For the second time in 25 years, a British army crossed the Straits of Dover to match itself against Germany's war machine. Little did the men of the B.E.F. imagine what was in store for them as they settled down in well-prepared positions. Inadequately equipped as they were, they awaited the attack, while at home the factories speeded up production in an effort to make good the shortage. The British armament industry wasn't yet geared for full war production. Great strides had been made since the time of Munich. More factories had been built, but still it wasn't enough. At last, in the fine spring weather of 1940, Germany struck. Pent-up power of years of preparation was loosed. Norway, Denmark, Holland and Belgium fell in an unbelievably short space of time. And almost before they realized it, British troops were fighting desperately to defend the soil of France. But it was too late. France was overrun, and when it seemed that nothing could save the expeditionary force, a miracle occurred. The miracle of Dunkirk. The men were saved, but most of their equipment was gone. The British Isles were left wide open for the final decisive blow. Alone and almost unarmed, Britain waited. Now, while the gallant few beat the Germans in the sky, denying them the air superiority necessary for a full-scale invasion, the factories worked even more desperately to re-equip our fighting men. First to give us that equality on which our defense depended, and later superiority so that we might fight again on the soil of Europe. We never lost sight of our aim, the liberation of those nations that had fallen under Nazi domination. The debt we owe to factory workers is tremendous. So too is the debt we owe to Winston Churchill, who inspired us all to even greater efforts. More and more factories sprang up, more and more men and women undertook the vital business of making the tools to finish the job. Britain must be superior in arms and equipment, on land, on sea, and in the air. That was the workers' resolution, and how magnificently they fulfilled it. British guns to thunder out for freedom on all the world's battlefronts, guns to blast the Nazis as they did at Alamein, at Mareth, and before Tunis. British tanks to roll forward over the land cleared by the guns. Tanks to show Hitler what blitzkrieg really means. and ships. Ships to bring supplies across the Atlantic. Ships to escort them. Ships to protect the invasion fleets. Ships to carry the masses of British and American-made supplies to Russia, weapons which have already played a big part in the Red Army's great offensives. Ships to support our land forces. The Royal Navy has always been master of the seas. Today, more than ever before in a long history, the ships and those who man them are playing a major part in the struggle for freedom. And aircraft, fighters to hit the Luftwaffe where it hurts most, Spitfires and Typhoons to sweep over occupied territory, preparing the way for Allied troops. Mosquitoes to make fast precision raids on vital targets by day and night. Big bombers to strike hard at the very heart of Germany and her satellites. Airplanes of all kinds to thunder over German cities, showering on the German people overpowering reminders of what modern air power really means. Britain has traveled a long way since Dunkirk. Dazed, beaten and defenseless then, strong, well-armed and resolute now. This transformation could never have been achieved without the determined cooperation of the British workers. Without their labor, it would never have been possible. It is their hard work which has put us so far on the way to victory. Their endurance will have preserved freedom for the generations to come. Now it is your turn to set the seal on their endeavors. Help to maintain the crescendo of attack and at the same time prepare for the future, a victorious and peaceful future. This you can do by saving. Save every penny you can. Save through your group or save any way you like, but save now for peace and for victory.